What's up, guys? It is the great Diff Sentence here, and today we're going to be talking about my favorite superhero team of all time. It's this team, and my second favorite is Justice League. But today we're going to be talking about the Avengers. The Avengers are my favorite superhero team of all time. I fucking love the Avengers to death. You know what I mean? I love them in the movies, the TV shows, the comics. And today we're going to be talking about the quiet downfall of this team. Now, this might just be me, but me personally, the Avengers have kind of been lacking in every aspect of media. In the comics, they fall off, and the TV shows and the animated series, they obviously have fell off. They don't even fucking exist anymore in animation. And especially in the movies, the Avengers also fell off as well. Now, again, this might just be a me thing, but I'm going to talk about the problems I have with recent Avengers media. I'm going to talk about the Avengers when they were peak, why they kind of fell off, and why it's abysmal with the members they kind of choose to have now. So, without further ado, let's begin. So, the Avengers, believe it or not, the Avengers, even though they're extremely iconic today, before the MCU movies, they were kind of a mid-team. Back in the day, the Avengers, it was a collection. Nowadays, the Avengers, like if they were to make a show about the Avengers, you would probably see the most typical members. You'd probably see the Hulk, Thor, Iron Man. You might put Ant-Man and Wasp on there, and you might obviously Hawkeye is gonna be on the team. Black Widow is gonna be on the team. They might they might add Black Panther. Like basically, they'll make at least 7 members of the group. Hulk, Thor, Cap, and I'm not gonna be there for sure. You know what I mean? And Black Widow and Hawkeye are just so iconic for only being in the Avengers at this point. And of course, Black Panther. They may or may not add Ant-Man or Wasp. It depends on the writer, to be honest, whether they like the original lineup or not. But yeah, if they were to make a TV show, then you would most likely see those members. But back in the day, the Avengers were more so used. It was more or less a C team, which I want to explain why the Avengers back in the day just didn't really sit well with some people. The first Avengers book was Hulk, Iron Man, Thor, Ant-Man, and Wasp. Obviously, they're an extremely iconic team, but this version of the team, while it's really fucking cool and has some of the most popular heroes on it, this version of the team didn't last very long. Believe it or not, even though Hulk is an extremely iconic part of the Avengers, he literally left after the first issue, pretty much. Like, he didn't even go on one more adventure with them. He left the team on the second part of the fucking issue. And me personally, my favorite version of Hulk will always be Hulk when he's on a team, because it's more cool to see Hulk interact with these different heroes and not fucking fight them for a change. You know, him actually working with the heroes, developing relationships, and it's less depressing, of course. Reading Hulk stories when he's on his own is extremely depressing. So it's really cool when Hulk is actually on a team, actually has friends to bond with. But back in the day, Hulk was basically just used as a giant monster to fight against everybody. Hulk basically had no friends. He didn't really have any tight friendships as he has today. And even then, they're slowly pushing Hulk back into that area. And we'll talk about that another time. But the point is, Hulk, being the most iconic member, literally left after fucking 2 seconds. And Iron Man and Cap were mostly on and off again members. The team was primarily just Hawkeye and a couple of other superheroes. Like, the West Coast Avengers consisted of, I think, Hawkeye, Spider-Woman, Vision, Wonder Man, I think Tigra, and a couple of other characters. The Avengers were basically used to just get a bunch of C-list superheroes. Basically, if there was a hero that wasn't very popular, they would just put them onto the Avengers. This is where we got Hellcat, another lesser known Marvel heroine. Just a lot of lesser known heroes put on the Avengers. And to be fair, this actually worked. Now, I don't know all about the Avengers' financial success history when it comes to I don't know which comics are successful, but I know for a fact that the West Coast comics are really good. People really loved it, and I think it lasted at least 100 issues. And to this day, that was it was the most successful thing at the time, because no book just went that far in a single stretch. And again, when there was a hero that wasn't doing too popular, they would just put them on the Avengers. So this means Cap, their most popular superheroes, were mainly just solo projects, and they showed up every once in a while. Iron Man and Cap and the Avengers of them today weren't really main members of the group until recently when the movies came out. When the movies came out, this is when, of course, the comics changed up a little bit to fit the synergy of the movie, while still keeping, their original ideas intact. So when the movies came out, I was when the Avengers and the comics and the TV show at its peak. We had the fucking best superhero show, fucking period. I don't care what nobody says. This is the best superhero show to ever fucking exist. Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Now, Earth's Mightiest Heroes does have its flaws. There's a lot of shit I actually don't like about this show, but they're nitpicks. This show is fucking amazing. The first season was fucking flawless. The second season I wasn't too big of a fan of, to be honest with you. But again, it's just really fucking cool. This show's fucking awesome. They handled the characters fucking perfectly. And they aren't just soulless recreations of the movie characters. They actually put their own spin on these characters, their own twist on them. Iron Man isn't really as jokey as he is. He's much more like his comic book version. He has a slight sense of humor, but he's more serious, more stoic, and he takes things more seriously. Hawkeye is pretty much how he is in the comic books, in the movies, but less stoic, and he's even rocking his original comic book outfit. The Hulk is more like the comic Hulk. He kind of acts like the Green Scar with his more intelligent persona and talks in full sentences and has his own personality. And Banner, they even gave Banner a spotlight in this show. Like, this show is just really fucking awesome. They even decided to do the Black Widow and the Hawkeye romance that they did in the comic books. They were original lovers in the comics. So this was really cool. Again, the Avengers Mightiest Heroes, there really isn't any point in winging on this point. Like I said, this show was fucking amazing. And then, of course, this is when the downfall began. It got replaced by Avengers. Avengers Assemble. I don't. Now, to be fair, this show is slightly nostalgic to some people. This show isn't nearly as hated as Ultimate Spider-Man was anyway. I actually like Ultimate Spider-Man better than this show. But Avengers Assemble isn't too bad, but Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes is way better. But the point is, during 2012, so I want to say like maybe 2019, the Avengers were banging. We had Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and unfortunately got replaced by this garbage. But again, we had Avengers shows, and the Avengers comics were fucking amazing. Hulk was on the team. A lot of people were on the team, which I feel like was part of the problem, to be honest. But Cap, Iron Man, Thor, we had these consistent members on the team. We got cool story arcs. It was just really fun. It was a good time. And it was awesome for the Avengers. And in the movies, it was cool as well. We got Avengers, the movie. Avengers Age of Ultron wasn't bad either. It was a really cool movie. And Captain America Civil War is, a Captain America movie, obviously. But the Avengers are kind of in it, at least the Avengers that are on Earth. It's after this that the Avengers, to me anyway, slowly started to fall apart. And the current members, let me just tell you who the current, at least now, I might be wrong about this. This is the last time I checked, but the last time I picked up an Avengers book, Winter Soldier, Black Widow, Eddie Brock, who is Carnage for some reason, Namor, and I think Laura Wolverine, and someone else, I think some witch lady, I don't even know who the fuck she is, but they're basically the current Avengers now. At least for right now, I could be wrong about this, but they're the current Avengers now, and Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, and Hulk are nowhere to be fucking seen. Hulk and Thor and Iron Man, at least Hulk himself, but Hulk and Thor and Iron Man haven't really been on the Avengers for a fucking minute now. It's been quite a minute since they've been on the Avengers, and the Avengers are slowly starting to go into a more C-list type of heroes. Winter Soldier is fairly popular, Black Widow is popular, and Namor, these aren't C-list heroes by any means, but they're not the main heroes you want to see. Now, as a side team, like Avengers, because again, the Avengers do have a lot of side teams. Like, they have the Secret Avengers, a Black Ops team, the West Coast Avengers, Uncanny Avengers. It's a combination of heroes and mutants. Like, they have a lot of side teams, which is cool. I don't mind when the Avengers have basically side teams. That's fine to have. So if you want to make like a side team of the Avengers and you want to put various more heroes on it, that's fine. But these are the main fucking Avengers. Like, when I pick up an Avengers book, I want to see Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, at least bare minimum Captain America, Hulk, Thor, and for those heroes on it. But Hulk has really been in the Avengers a while. We got Avenger Hulk in the comics anyway until I want to say 2019, and then he gave his power to Amadeus Cho, and then after that he hasn't really been the same since. He had that trash as Immortal Hulk run. I know I'm probably getting some flack for that, but me personally, I really didn't enjoy the Immortal Hulk run. It just wasn't for me. It just wasn't enough fucking action in it, and Hulk didn't really get to fight too much, and half the fucking fights took place in his fucking brain. And then Leader, like, I just don't really like the Leader. I think the Leader is Hulk's worst villain. My favorite villain is Abomination, but I already talked about how Abomination got done dirty in recent years. But yeah, me personally, I didn't really enjoy the Immortal Hulk storyline. I think the Hulk Fractured Sun storyline is pretty interesting. It's pretty cool, and at least Hulk is working with other heroes again. But we're probably not going to see comic Hulk in the Avengers for a while. Same thing with Iron Man. I think Iron Man's fucking dead right now or something, and Thor is chilling in Asgard. Like, for some reason, the main members of the Avengers aren't really on the fucking team right now. You know what I mean? And so instead, we got these fucking side heroes that me personally, I just don't find any interest in. I want to see the main people on the Avengers, okay? Is that too much to ask for? And for some reason, they've been trying to, because every team needs a Hulk, I guess. There was an Avengers run that came out in again, I'm probably going to get the dates wrong, but it came out in 2020 or something. It was Thor, Iron Man, Blade, Black Widow, Cap. Now, all of the members of the team were here except the Hulk. Again, the Hulk was doing his whole little immortal shit, and they were decided to replace Hulk with She-Hulk. And there was this weird era where they pretty much just turned Jennifer into a Hulk, basically. She just became the Hulk. They're basically trying to replace Hulk. And they've been trying to replace Hulk for a while. I don't know why. They tried to replace him with Amadeus Cho. That didn't fucking work. And then they tried to replace him with She-Hulk. Now, obviously, Hulk was still around, but I guess they want the Hulk to kind of be his own thing and don't really want the Hulk on the Avengers anymore, which is fucking weird. Instead, they literally took a Bruce's personality and put onto Jennifer's, and now she's She-Hulk now. Like, She-Hulk's not running that way anymore, but it was this weird phase where she was basically just a Hulk. Even talking, have broken sentences, refer to herself in third person, that sort of thing. But yeah, we haven't really had a good Avengers book in a while. The Avengers in the comics, you know what I mean? It was an okay run. Ghost Rider was on the team. It was pretty cool. But I wanted to see the Hulk on the team. But at least we got Iron Man, Cap, and Thor. But yeah, it was a real shame we didn't really get to see the Hulk. And Ant-Man, I also fell off. I don't know what the fuck happened to Ant-Man, but Ant-Man's Ultron now, and I'm pretty sure he's fucking dead. But yeah, we haven't got, the main Avengers on the team for a while in the comic books. So I want to see Hulk, Thor, Cap. I want to see these people on the Avengers. As long as these four in the Avengers, I don't really give a fuck who else is on the team, to be honest with you. I prefer the original lineup. But you can have other people on the team, but at least put Hulk, Thor, Cap, and Iron Man on there. But yeah, the Avengers of this, I don't know, slowly fell apart. We don't really have a main Avengers team. It's just random heroes will team up and then they'll just call themselves the fucking Avengers. You know what I mean? So it's just really weird. The comics, it's just going down the drain right now. And then, when it comes to TV shows and animation, the Avengers are pretty much non-fucking-existent. I think they cameoed in the X-Men 90 series, but that was about it, basically. So the Avengers, at least to me, have kind of fallen off. We don't have the main members on the team any fucking more. The Justice League is going strong. We still have Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, The Flash, Green Lantern, all the main members that you would expect. They have a lot of books. It's really fucking cool. But the Avengers haven't had any good runs in a while. And if there is an Avengers team, it's just going to be random heroes. Again, for a side team, it will be cool. But for the main team, I need Hulk on there, I need Iron Man on there, and I need Thor on there and Cap. I need all of the main members on the team. We haven't got that in a fucking minute. The last time we got that shit was the Avengers PS4 comics. This is why I kind of made this video. These are some of the best Avengers comics I've ever read. And they're not even the main Avenger. They're literally a side team in a video game universe that we'll probably never see again. I wish they continued, the video game universe, because this version of the Avengers, at least to me, was really fucking interesting. It was so fucking refreshing to see a Hulk, Thor, Iron Man, and Cap, Black Widow, all the goats finally working together for once. You know what I mean? We haven't seen all three of these niggas in a book working together in fucking eons and actually being friends and friendly toward each other. You know what I mean? It was really fucking cool. I just haven't seen, basically a more mainstream version of the team in a while. A more or I want to say typical, but just a more organic team, you know what I mean? Like, we haven't seen Hulk, Thor, Iron Man, and the Avengers in a while, together in a book for a while, and actually being fucking allies from us. They're always fucking fighting, or, I don't know, just, I don't know, Marvel's in a weird phase right now, but yeah, the Avengers PS4 tie-in comics are some of the best comics I've read in a while, and it was really fucking cool to see this again. I really love these comics, and I go back to these comics all the time. It was so cool, the characters are well written. I wish it was longer. I wish we had more tie-in comics like this. It makes you wish the game, did good, so, we can continue to have these comics. But yeah, the Avengers just haven't been the same. And when it comes to the movies, really the only time we get an Avengers movie is an all-encompassing crossover, you know what I mean? Like, I guess that's what the Avengers are now. They're just, I don't know. They instead of just calling them Marvel events, we don't really have a sanction like a main team right now. We don't have an Avengers team. Period. The Avengers basically don't really exist right now in the movies, and we just get the Avengers basically it's just an event now. The Avengers are an event in the movie, so just multiple heroes to team up. We don't have a team officially calling themselves the Avengers. I guess if you want to count the Thunderbolts, you can, but I didn't really count that. I think it's really weird. I thought it was really fucking stupid that they literally made a movie called The Thunderbolts, and you think it was going to be an origin movie, but after the video was over, they immediately decided to change themselves to the Avengers. So what the fuck was the point of, making a Thunderbolt movie just going to change to the Avengers at the end of the day? That was really fucking stupid to me. The movie's good, but that plot twist was dumb as hell. And then they gave them these fucking Power Ranger ass uniforms, but that was fucking stupid too. But yeah, basically to me anyway, the Avengers have kind of fell off, and the main point is that I want to see the real Avengers back. I don't want to see these fucking side heroes and other people on the team. They can be a cool side team, but I want to see Hulk, Thor, Iron Man, Cap, Black Panther, Black Widow, Hawkeye, and whoever the fuck else on the team. I want to see these guys. I want to see the Avengers I grew up with and shit. And I want to see them work together and fight evil villains and shit. You know what I mean? We haven't got that in fucking eons. Hulk is an edgelord golf right now. Thor is just in Asgard last I saw him. And I think Iron Man's fucking dead. I have no idea where the fuck Cap is right now. I think Captain America is getting his cheeks clapped by the Red Hulk last time I saw him. And I'm pretty sure Doctor Doom is from the universe. Like I said, I don't know what the fuck's going on. And we just don't really have any good Avengers content to consume. At least to me, we don't really have any good content to consume. And the teams they have, I just don't really give a fuck about. And like I said, I just want to see the classic Avengers back. I guess a really good title for this video will be The Downfall of the Classic Avengers. Because you do have the Avengers, I guess you could say, but they're just, none of them are part of the original lineup. I just want to see the classic Avengers back. I want to see Hulk, Iron Man. You already know the lineup. But that's all I wanted to say. I just think the Avengers have took an extreme downfall. We don't really have any good Avengers content to consume. The last thing we got that was, basically in the Avengers later was the game, which was really good. It had a really good story, decent gameplay, but a lot of people didn't like it because of the whole Fortnite type of transactional bullshit they tried to do with the game. But yeah, we haven't had any good Avengers content in a while, and it's a real shame because again, this is my favorite superhero group of all time, and I have no new media to consume. I just keep watching, like me personally, when I want to, consume Avengers content, I just read the comic books from way back in the day, when Hulk, Thor, and Iron Man and Cap were all on the same team and working together, or I just read the Avengers PS4 comics. And for the TV shows, I just rewatch Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes over and over again and watch the 2 Avengers movies and Captain America Civil War, which is kind of an Avenger thing. But yeah, you know what I mean? That's all I basically wanted to say. I just think the Avengers have kind of took a downfall in recent years. Hopefully, and I think it's going to be fucking forever until we get proper Avengers content. I think we're probably never going to see anything resembling the classic team, at least for the next 10 years. That's how it's really looking, to be honest with you. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Death sentence out.